Hello, how are you? And welcome back to my YouTube channel, Course by Sid. So today in this video, we're going to see that how we can add functionality to our calculator application with the help of script.js file, right? But before writing the functionality in script.js file, we need to implement the function in our button tags, right? So let's get started. So on the clear button, we're going to write function, and we'll write on click, and we'll write clear result function, right? And then we're going to give one class also, class reset btn, and then in the backspace we're going to give another function. It is on click delete character. Okay, delete character, and then we're going to give one class, and the class name will be delete button. So I'll write tlbtn, delete button class, and on this division and for all these buttons wherever our numbers are there, so over here we're going to write append to result function, right? So we'll write on click append to result, and we'll pass the text as an argument. So if we want division symbol on our input tag, so as a value, as an argument, we are passing it in this function, append to result function, whenever user click on the division button, right? Similarly, we'll do for the rest of the buttons. So we'll simply copy paste this, right? And also we'll give area label, area label, and in area label we're going to write divide, and we'll mention one class opbtn. So this we need to give for the operations which we are performing on our calculator application. So I'm going to simply copy paste this on click, from on click to class opbtn operation button, and I'll paste it for multiplication, and then I'm going to paste it for subtraction, and then I'm going to paste it for this addition one, right? Now in the area label I'm going to change according to the operations. So here we have the multiplication, so we'll write multiply, and here we'll write subtract, and here we'll write addition, add. Okay, and for equal to also we need to copy and paste, and we're going to change the area label, right? And we'll write equals. Okay, now for this number buttons we'll only going to give this on click append to function, append to result function, right? So we're going to copy paste this. Just a second, I think it is copied wrong, so I'm going to copy once again. Okay, yeah, it's working fine. And in the argument we're going to change, and we're going to write 8 for 8, and similarly for 9 we'll pass the argument 9, and for 4 we'll pass 4 as the argument, and for 5 we're going to pass the argument as 5. For 6 similarly we're going to write 6. Okay, and also I've just observed that for multiplication we haven't changed the argument, so it is showing division over here. We need to change that also as well. So we'll write for multiplication we'll write multiply, for subtraction we'll write minus, for addition we'll change from division to addition, right? And for equal to we'll write equal to, right? Okay, on the this equal to function, basically we are not on click function, we are not writing append to result function. We'll write one more function. We'll write on click calculate result, and we'll write okay. So yeah, that's all. And then after writing this, we're going to mention in the script.js file, right? So we'll do for first we'll need to give the append to result function for the number, for the button 1, and for button 2 we'll need to give button 2. For button 3 we're going to give button 3. For 0 we're going to give 0, and then for decimal we're going to give decimal, right? So now we're going to check once again. For clear we have given the clear result function, for backspace we are giving the delete character function, and then for these operations we have given append to result, and then within argument we have passed division. For multiplication we have given multiplication, subtraction, and then for addition. Okay, yeah, so it looks good. Okay, so our HTML file is now fully ready, and now we'll since we have given the class opbtn, delete button and reset button, right? So what the next thing we'll going to do is we'll need to open our style.css file, and below the this button hover, this button hover, we're going to give the styling to these buttons, right? So for reset button we'll give color red, and font weight we'll give bold. Okay, and then for the delete button we'll going to give yellow color, and font weight will remain the same, so we are giving yellow. And then for the option button we first will just copy paste this, and we'll change the class name, right? So opbtn, and we'll change the color from yellow to blue now, right? So let me check my UI. Yeah, you can see that now see showing red in color, backspace in yellow in color, and all the operations, that is multiplication, addition, subtraction, division, and the equal to button, also the result button, is all are showing in blue color, right? And okay, so yeah, to all these classes we have given the styling in the style.css sheet. Now the only thing which is left is the JavaScript file for adding the functionalities to this button, right? So we'll first create one function. So we're going to copy this function, append to result function, right? And we're just going to copy paste this in a script.js file. So but before that we're going to write function, and then we're going to copy paste this, and then we'll, instead of writing as the argument, we'll write value. we'll pass value as the argument over here, and then we'll open the curly braces, and within that curly braces we're going to write document dot get element by id, and within brackets we are giving that id result. Basically this is the id of the input field. So I'm just showing you once again to give you a better understanding what we are doing over here. So this input field, right? So here we have mentioned the result id, and on the screen also on the UI I'm talking about this, right? Wherever as the placeholder where 0 is there. Okay, so we'll come back to a script.js file. So after passing the id, we're going to write value, and then we're going to write plus is equal to value. We are adding this to the value, to the current value. Okay, and now I'm going to explain this Ubuntu result function. So basically document dot get element by id within bracket results dot value plus minus equal to value appends the value parameter to the current value of the input field and effectively updating the displayed result, right? So now we're going to create one function for clear result, as we have already mentioned in this HTML on the backspace button. So we're going to define a function in this JavaScript file, right? So I'm just copying it from this, so to avoid any mistake. Okay, so I'm writing a function, then delete character. Okay, and before defining the function for delete character, we can see that we have a clear result function also. So we're going to first make the function for this in JavaScript file, right? Okay, now I'll open the curly braces, and then I'm going to write document dot get element by id, and within bracket result, and then I'll give dot value, and then I'll assign it to empty string, right? So this will clear the input field, right? Okay, so now we'll write the function for the backspace button, that is delete character, right? And so we'll write function and then delete character, it is delete. I've copied it wrong, so I'm copying it, so I've just corrected it over here, right? And then we'll open this function, right? And within the curly braces we are just writing one variable, var is equal to result is equal to document dot get element by id, within brackets result id we are giving, and then after that we are giving dot value. Okay, and in the next line we are writing document dot get element document dot get element by id, and we are passing the result id of the input field, and then we'll write the value. This will give me the current value, and then we are equating it to our is equal to result dot slice, within brackets we are going to write 0 comma minus 1. So okay, I'm explaining this function to you. So basically in the context of document dot get element by id result dot value is equal to result dot slice 0 comma minus 1, result refers to the current value of the result input field. The slice method is a JavaScript string method that extracts a portion of a string and returns a new string. The slice method takes two arguments, the starting index and the ending index. The ending index is optional, but in this case it is result dot slice 0, -1. So the 0 is the starting index indicating the beginning of the string. The -1 is the ending index in JavaScript. A negative index represents counting from the end of the string. So -1 refers to the last character of the string. Therefore, result dot slice within bracket 0, -1 extracts all characters from the beginning of the string up to the second to last character, and effectively removing the last character from result. Okay, so in this way this delete character function will work. Okay, so our next function will be this one, that is calculate result. So we're going to copy this calculate result. So whenever user clicks on the equal to button, this will calculate our result. So for that we are defining the function in this javascript.js file, in script.js file. Okay, so we are writing function delete, just a minute, just a minute, I'm going to copy this. Okay, yeah, it is calculate dot result. I just thought I have copied append to result. Okay, so yeah, we're going to write where result is equal to document dot get element by id within brackets id result, and then we're going to write value, and we'll write one more variable where calculation, and then we're going to write eval result, and then we're going to write document dot get element by id, and we'll pass the id of the input field, that is result, and then we'll write dot value is equal to calculation, right? This calculation. Okay, now I'm going to explain this calculate result function. So yeah, the eval function is then used to evaluate the JavaScript expression or calculation represented by the result string. It treats the string as code and performs the computation. For example, if result contains the string 2 plus 3, then eval result will evaluate to 5. The result of the evaluation is stored in the calculation variable. Finally, the calculation value is assigned back to the value property of the result input field using document.getElement by id within bracket results.value is equal to calculation. This updates the displayed value in the input field to show the calculated result. Okay, so I've explained this, and I'm going to save this file. It is already saved. So script file is ready, style.css file is also ready, and index.html file is also ready. So next thing is we're going to check our application. So first we'll check for addition. So we'll write instead of just a second, yeah, there is one error. Basically it's not an error, it's a typing error actually. So yeah, if you can see that on 7 we have passed the argument as argument division over here, so that's why on the input field it is showing a division symbol, right? So we'll correct it over here and we'll write 7, right? Similarly, once again I'll quickly check for all the others. Yeah, okay, seems okay. Okay, so we'll check once again for the addition. So we'll write 7 plus 7 hopes that it gives me 14. Yeah, it's working fine. Addition is working fine. Now if I'll write 14 minus 5, so that gives me 9. Yeah, it is also, subtraction is also working fine. And if I'll multiply 9 into 8, so that gives me 72. It is also working fine. And if I'll divide this 72 by 6, so it gives me 12. Right now we'll check for the decimal as well. So I'm writing 12 plus 1.23. This gives me 13.23. Yeah, it is also working fine. And we'll check for the 0. Yeah, 0 is also displaying. And all other, we have already checked all the buttons. It is working. Now we'll check for the backspace. So yeah, it is deleting the last character. Okay, and we'll check for the clear button also. So yeah, clear button is also working fine. So our calculator app has been built. It is working fine. Now the next step is to deploy this application on the github.com. So we'll see that deployment on github.com in the next video. So that's all for this video, and we'll meet in the next video. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel, so I'll ask you to please kindly subscribe it, so that you can get the latest update from this channel. So thank you. That's all for this video. We'll meet in the next video. Thank you.